What is this? This is something new, something weird, odd, strange. It is a question box video. The ultimate mashup, at least for my LinkedIn feed. This is a response to a question posed by Scott Savage. Scott, this one's for you, buddy. You won the contest. That was not really a contest, but I digress. His question, why aren't we great at listening? Why aren't we good at listening? What is it that makes none of us good at listening? What is it that makes any effort to help people be better listeners timeless? The way he put it, it would have been valuable 10 years ago, it would have been valuable in 10 years. It would certainly be valuable for school children to learn how to listen properly, but that's not on the curriculum. If we all know that listening is so important intuitively in our hearts, which we do, because we don't like it when we're not listened to, and we call people out on that, we recognize it. Hey, listen to me. Why can't we do it for other people? Reliably, consistently, with high fidelity? It depends, Scott. He says the one thing you can't answer is it depends. But it does depend. It's very complex. You were all good listeners. I was a good listener. When you were 2 going into 3. We all had that period in our life where we were excellent listeners. Maybe not obedient all the time, but we were amazing master listeners because we couldn't help but see everything around us as a listening opportunity. We asked outrageously great questions with no fear whatsoever about the answers. We had an empty mind as it came to our perspective and our biases because everything around us was mysterious and everyone around us was an expert. And we just wanted to know what they knew. Why, Daddy? Why? Why is the sky blue? Why are mountains high? Why do we live in Kansas? Everything is a listening opportunity. And guess when you explode intellectually in your development as a human being in that same time period. And then something happens. Something happens almost right after that period of your life. Is we become afraid to ask questions and not know the answers. We become afraid to ask questions and thus reveal that we are not smart. We are afraid to deeply invite connections to other people because it reminds us of how lonely and afraid we are at times. If you want one answer, Scott, why aren't we great listeners? It's that. From a Catholic perspective, it's original sin. From a humanist perspective, human beings are selfish creatures at times. So we have our own story to tell. We have our own fears and flaws and failings. We do not want to appear to be unknowledgeable. We don't want to appear to be out of control. We don't want to appear as if we are reliant upon other people when all 3 of those things are precisely true. And so thus, I think we abandoned that period of time when we were amazing listeners and went to start all the way over. And unfortunately, we carry with us the baggage of adulthood, which is what? It's fear and bias. So return to being a 3-year-old intellectually, in a sense. Empty yourself of what you already know, right? There's a great line from Epictetus about that. And begin to deeply inquire and discover and encounter other people and their knowledge. And then you will not have to be the subject of a question from Scott Savage about why we're not good listeners. You will serve up good listening for all to partake. That's my answer, Scott. I hope it satisfies, and I will catch you and everyone else on the flip side.